This video is dedicated to teachers and aspiring teachers. Today is Teachers' Day. I take this opportunity to salute all teachers for your sincere efforts to continue educating children during this pandemic. Hi, Vanakkam, Namaste, and welcome to Experiential Math Solutions channel. I'm Dr. Jayanti. Thanks for watching this video despite your busy schedule. In this video, I'll examine the different types of questions we could use to aid our students' learning. Teachers spend a substantial amount of class time on questioning. Estrada labels teaching without much questioning as a pedagogy of poverty. Questions asked at vital stages are found to improve students' learning. Questioning is not only an important feature of classroom interaction, but also the most thoroughly researched areas in classroom discourse. Let me cite some of the past studies on Indian mathematics classroom where questioning has been identified as a key pedagogy. The last 2 decades have seen an increasing number of classroom studies focusing on mathematics teaching and learning in different cultures. However, there are not many studies on Indian classrooms known to the research community outside India. The influence of culture on teaching practices in Indian classroom was explored by Clark and Fuller from Harvard University with the help of videos of 58th grade classroom, including 22 mathematics in government, aided and private schools in Chennai. They found teachers transmitting what the students should know by explaining the text and how they should know by asking questions. The influence of culture in Indian classrooms was further analyzed by Prema Clark, who identified the predominant mode of interaction between the teacher and student in mathematics teaching, the teacher asking questions and the student answering. Robin Alexander, another pioneer in cultural studies, compared primary education in 5 cultures, France, Russia, India, USA, and England, and viewed classrooms from different perspectives. He also identified certain key attributes of Indian classrooms, such as teachers nominating students to answer questions. This is not a common practice in Western classrooms. And teachers' efforts to secure dialogue and scaffold understanding using questioning. Rao and Kaiming from the University of Hong Kong, their research focuses on teaching and learning of mathematics in urban, semi-urban and rural in Indian primary 3 and 5 classrooms. They actually viewed classrooms in Andhra Pradesh. They found that the teachers using questioning to involve children actively in learning process, and students' enthusiasm towards learning is also identified as students exhibited interest in showing what they have learned by answering teachers' questions. Sen Sharma, a researcher in India, has also identified question-answer dominated interaction pattern as one of the 7 commonly used distinctive interaction patterns in mathematics classroom at secondary level. All these researchers have identified that Indian teachers use questioning as a key pedagogy in mathematics classrooms. As we use questioning, we need to use it effectively. We will learn what type of questions to be asked are normally classified as questioning requiring high order and low order thinking skills, or open and closed questions based on the cognitive aspects of questions. In this presentation, we will look at the protocols of Kavanagh and Stigler's yes and no questions, name or state questions, describe and explain questions, and Lee's how and why questions, and Thorpe and Gallimor's assessment and assisting questions. Yes and no questions are to be avoided. Name or state questions are factual questions which we teachers use to check students' knowledge. Kavanagh and Stigler further classified the explain and describe questions so that we will have a better understanding how to use it and when to use it. These questions are high-order thinking questions like analysis. What do you notice? What do you observe? Solution set. What we do next? After doing a part of questions, we can put forward this question. What we do next? How you will proceed? Used method. How did you do that? Reasoning. Why you did that? Others seeking other information. Like if we draw a parallelogram, then we can ask, what is the difference between this and what you learned before, like rectangle? What is the difference? What do you observe? Like that. Lee asserts that the quality of mathematical learning and understanding of the student depends on the nature of questions asked and how students respond to those questions. He claims that students need to answer both how and why questions to develop procedural and conceptual understanding. As I mentioned earlier, Thorpe and Gallimore classified questions as assessment questions and assisting questions. Assessment questions are those that assess. With the help of assessment questions, the teacher can examine whether the students have learned what has been taught the previous day, with the help of which the teacher can make a judgment about the instrumental level, whether to go forward or have to repeat, have to give them more exercise on that, or have to explain or have to teach again that topic. Assisting questions serve as a platform with the help of which the teacher can build the students' new knowledge. These questions prompt students' thinking, and without these questions, the students may not be able to perceive the mathematical concepts on their own. So these questions have to be employed, assisting questions, when you introduce a mathematical concept. Teachers often initiate an interaction with the students to know his or her thinking or perception. When the teachers use elicitation, that means seeking more information from the students, teachers can have a better grasp of students' understanding or misunderstanding. IRE and IRF are well-known classroom interaction structure models. Teacher initiation, student response, teacher evaluation or feedback. Educators consider that providing feedback as an important aspect of teacher talk. This is the transcript from a lesson that I observed more than 10 years ago. The teacher drew a figure and asked the student, "What is that figure?" A student answered as rhombus. She asked, "Why is it called as a rhombus?" The student answered, "All the four sides are equal." The teacher gave a corrective feedback, that it is given that all the four sides are equal. Superficially, all the four sides are equal is given that all the four sides are equal may sound alike, but there is a substantial difference in meaning. The first one is used to denote the property of a rhombus, and the later one is used to identify a figure as a rhombus because of its given property. With this kind of corrective feedback, teachers can help the students learn to verbalize mathematical arguments more aptly. Discourse, questioning, and debate are commonly used pedagogies in India since ancient times. We have terms like prasnin, abhiprasnin, prasanna viveka. Nalanda University, which is famous for its teaching methods, had debate, questioning answer sections. Answering a question asked by teachers is the expected behavior of students in India. Though teacher questioning is universal, as the Indian society values the culture of questioning and it is used extensively, only the cultural practices, we say that it's the learned behavior because it has been used in India since ancient time. It is also valued by the society. Only the cultural practices valued by the society will survive the time span. As teachers and students value questioning, we could maximize it to the full, helping students understand the concepts. Reflect on your questioning and try to add some assisting questions to scaffold students' understanding. Remember to include why, how, and other high-order thinking questions. Most importantly, don't forget to give your students feedback. You can join our course Experiential Math Content Creator to know more on art of questioning. With that note, let me conclude my presentation on teacher questioning with a quote from Chip Bell. Effective questioning brings insight, which fuels curiosity, which cultivates wisdom. Inspire your students with your questions.